Happy Saturday! When I'm filming this, goodness knows when I'll actually get this out. But hopefully you're beating the heat wave if you're like half of the country. No, really, there's a whole heat advisory, so please stay inside or stay by the pool and stay hydrated. Okay, drink your water. I do not want you to have a heat stroke. I really don't. And yes, it is officially summer. It feels like it, which I don't like at all. You guys know I don't like summer. But something that certainly feels like summer was the release of the Air Jordan 5 Grape, and I know so many people were excited for this to return. No, I'm not one of those people just because it's not a shoe that I wanted to have and to wear, and therefore, no, I didn't get it. Am I excited for any and everyone that picked this pair up because they were intentional in wanting to enjoy it? Yes, of course, absolutely. So go ahead and drop a W in the comment section below if you secured your pair. I really hope you did. Again, I know this was on a lot of people's radar for 2025. It really does scream summer in. It screams summer, Charlotte Hornets, and back then in the 90s, like even if you weren't a Charlotte Hornets fan, you still had the jacket, right? Like I wasn't a Charlotte Hornets fan, but I absolutely positively, I still had the jacket. I don't know why I had the pullover starter jacket, but I had it like so many other people, even though that wasn't necessarily my team. But nonetheless, a gem returned, and I believe it was priced, if you look on Nike, $215. Now, I want to talk about this shoe just from the price perspective, not maybe in the sense of what you think, because one, I'm not getting into resale because I don't care what resale is. I already went over that in my last video. Hopefully you guys caught that. I feel the same way about this pair as I do the Ferrari 14. If I'm not getting the pair, one, resale has nothing to do with me picking it up. I certainly don't care, again, because I'm not looking to resell the shoe, so why do I care what it's going for? Like that's somebody else's concern. That's not mine at all, okay? But I want to talk about this from the perspective of what you're getting, let's say, for $215 for that versus a comment I saw on one of Sean Go's videos versus what you may get in an updated modern sneaker. And I'm talking about the Nike Pegasus Premium. So I'm sure all of you know who Sean Go is. If you don't, please go check out his channel because he gives some of the most direct, concise reviews on sneakers from start to finish. I love the way his on-foots look. There's no noise, there's no fluff, there's no nothing. And so he finally reviewed the Nike Pegasus Premium. Now, I've already said earlier on in the year, this is the direction that Nike should go in. I give them praise and applause. I know I give them a lot of constructive criticism, but I give them praise and applause for this sneaker because one, I think they did a really great job in involving runners, those that are just simply in sneaker community, in the running community, and I think they did their part there. They created something that looks great on foot for a lifestyle. Like as soon as one of my friends posted these in his stories, I'm like, oh, those look amazing, especially with like olive cargo pants. There's just something about that debut colorway. I think it looks great, and I know that it performs well. I have friends that have them, they perform well. And so on Sean Go's recent video, he actually had a few comments, right? So one person said, you know, these look so clean, I wish I could cop a pair. And someone said, these have been worth every penny. Now keep in mind, this isn't a cheap sneaker by any means. It retails for $220 in adult sizing. He said it's worth every penny. I play a lot of rec and competitive sports, and these help reduce wear and tear on my knees and ankles. Even wearing them casually seems to help with recovery, allowing me to feel refreshed when I have to wear cleats. I keep trying to buy more, but they always sell out. They really do sell out. Like you have to have your alerts on or maybe go into a local retailer to maybe be able to get your pair. So, you know, if you've been chasing after this elusive pair, then I hope that you're able to get them. It kind of gives me that like Element 87 feel if you guys remember the craze around that. But this is much more, I think, functional for both running, activity, and for lifestyle. And I really applaud pairs that can do both because all too often that's not what shoes necessarily do anymore, right? If you look at a lot of Air Maxes, they're great for lifestyle now. I wouldn't personally run in them, right? I would reach for so many other pairs to run in, maybe versus some of those. So it is great to hear that kind of feedback, especially based on what you're paying, right? If you feel like you're getting a lot out of a shoe, especially in responsiveness and just cushioning and return on energy, then that's great for $220. I would hope that you're getting that, right? If you look at these higher end runners, there are usually tiers, and it may be like 150 to 170, maybe 180, and then it'll jump up and you get like 220, you get like 250, and possibly even higher. But that's usually when we have carbon plates in there, and that's meant for actual competitive racing. So again, applaud Nike for that. Now, I saw a comment here that said, I get that they tripled up with the cushioning tech, but having the same retail price as the Grape 5s is absurd. So this is really the bulk and focus of the video, at least for me right now. So I see where they're coming from, right? So if you look at a Grape pair, again, $215 when I looked on Nike, and the Pegasus is $220. So we have a $5 price difference, and he's saying that's crazy that they are the same, even though they've tripled up on the tech. I'm actually going to step in to say on Nike's behalf, wouldn't that validate them having the price there? And again, I'm speaking just from a value perspective of what have you done differently with an Air Jordan 5 from 1990 until 2025. Because remember, that's when the Jordan 5 originally came out, and if you're looking for the specs and the tech and what's been updated, you guys already know this. Just go watch Wear Testers.
We've got a polyurethane midsole. Inside of that midsole is a 4-foot encapsulated air sole unit. In the rear, there is a visible one.
So Chris, of course, did a video on the Air Jordan 5 Grape, and he broke down the tech in there, and it doesn't seem much different from what we've seen in other 5s back in the day. So yeah, I'm going to say that having 3 different types of cushioning stacked, it just feels like that's actually warranting what they're charging you. And again, that's just me, and that's not to say like, oh, I'm like excited to pay $200 and $20 for a shoe. No, I wouldn't necessarily be, but based on what I'm getting, if I'm gonna pay the $200, what am I getting? And also, how often will I wear it? And you guys know that goes back to cost per wear, which I'll do a follow-up video on that soon, because it's been a year since we talked about that here on the channel. But let's just break down real quick what you get with the Pegasus Premium. So Zoom X foam, right? Your foot sits on a top of full-length Zoom X foam, Nike's most responsive foam. You have full-length air zoom unit in there, right? So there's an entirely visible air bubble unit in that shoe. That's not something you see just in their running pairs now. So fully visible, and that is present. And then with that as well, you get React X foam. So they're stating, of course, 13% more responsive than previous React technology. So we have 3 staple pieces of technology by Nike within the last few years. It's certainly, moved them forward in terms of innovation. And it's something that, again, I applaud for them. Let's shine what you do well, okay? You've done well with all 3 of these cushioning systems. Let them shine. I guess all in one pair and just a lot of bang for your buck. But I would actually say that I don't know that and again, this is just where I am. Please watch somebody come and say that I have said that you shouldn't pay this for a shoe that you want. I would not pay the $215 for a pair, okay? For basing it just on this older cushioning. I would not. So if we're going to say, well, I don't know that it should be that price, I don't know that that 5 should have jumped up to $215 because it's giving you nothing new. It's giving you nothing new. Now, the look of it is historic and it's timeless and it'll always look good. A Grape 5 will always look good. I don't know in terms of it performing on foot, how comfortable it is versus what else you can get. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So I would actually fall on the opposite side of that comment and saying that I actually think that $220 is a little bit more justified for what you're getting versus the much older tech that you're getting in a Grape 5. That's just where I stand with that. That's not to say it's wrong that you pay $215. You are free to pay whatever you would like. Whatever your heart desires, okay? You pay it, you get the shoe, hopefully you wear it, you enjoy it, and we all move on with our day. And in terms of paying for the shoe, if you were looking for maybe a creative way to pay, a way in which your money makes you money, and then that funds the shoe, you guys can check out my most recent video. I'm working on other videos, so please stay tuned. Hopefully, again, you secured the pair if you wanted them. Stay cool, stay inside because it is truly too hot. And if you're on the West Coast, you're fine, okay? If you're on East Coast or Midwest, it's extremely hot. So stay safe, stay cool. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. And also, actually, before I get out of here, Sabrina Ionescu has been balling out, okay? She had 234 back-to-back games. I just want to go ahead and point that out, okay? She's having an amazing season. Hopefully you're enjoying the WNBA season. I'm so excited A'ja Wilson is back. Okay, truly now, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.